There.
So, good evening, everyone. So, today we're going to be talking about mindful eating, the basic explain. So, we'll have me and, sorry, wait lang. Sige, Tima. I'm so sorry. False start, Beth. Sige, mag-ready ka muna. Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, so we're gonna be talking about mindful eating, the basic explained. So we're gonna have two other speakers aside from myself. So the other one is going to be Zai, which is our baby JC, and Natch, which is a member of Capital and JCI Capital. I'm so sorry. Okay, so we're going to start. So this is in relation to Nutrition Month, and so, what are the topics that we're going to be discussing today? So, first, I will be talking about the information overload in the fitness industry, what works for everyone, micronutrients are as important as macronutrients, and what is mindful eating. And then Zai will share her story about how we did body recomposition for her and how that experience was for her and what is the difference of her doing it on her own versus her having her coaches. And then Naj will share about the struggles of someone who is a little bit more experienced in the industry and how that is for him. And then we'll discuss the micronutrient color chart and we can open for questions. So let's begin. So there is so many accessible information about diets, nutrition, like 30-day challenges on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram. You have influencers selling you all kinds of pills, diets, workbooks, but um, there's a process as to how they're doing things, right? So their first question would be for themselves would be, is this going to be viral? Is this going to be click worthy? Like we've seen this influx of people getting into fitness and nutrition with the goals of gaining followers and having people, of course, try their viral challenge. But the last thing on their mind, or probably not their priority, is the question is if this is true. So most of the time, these influencers are models or like let's say maybe people who are into fitness but are relaying second-hand or third-hand information or things they've also just found on the internet. So I doubt that, or they might be doing fact checking, but they're packaging it, of course, in a way that'll get you hooked, right? So, but is there really something that can work for everyone? Because people in the industry or within the fitness industry, coaches will tell you that diets are individualized. There should be a specific diet for a specific person because we're all very different individuals. We're all built differently, right? So, what is that one thing that can work for everyone? And that brings us back to the basics of good nutrition. Like the type of nutrition you learned from your MAPA teachers, like your glow grow foods, we all know this, but we tend to put it in the back of our minds because it's so simple. It can't be that simple, right? So um, that's where we put attention into our macronutrients and micronutrients. So as a kid, it's presented as grow, glow, and go foods, right? But it's still the same thing. We're just using different terms. So macronutrients are the building blocks your body needs in big quantities. But what is often overlooked are micronutrients. I know Naj will agree with me that most of our coaches or most gym buffs are so focused on calorie counting, macronutrients, that they really fail to think that the little guys are as important. So micronutrients are as important as macronutrients. It just so happens that we need smaller amounts of them. So to maintain your brain, muscle, bone, nerve, skin, blood circulation, immune system, and all that, they all require micronutrients because these are the ones that perform like protein synthesis. So these are the ones that break down things, right? So you need large amount of micronutrients, as I've said, like proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. But you need your vitamins and your minerals to get these processes going, like to get your body to process these things. So there are nearly 30 vitamins and minerals that your body cannot manufacture in sufficient amounts. So these are called essential micronutrients. Um, Please feel free to like butt in because I tend to like just go into it. So feel free to, to ask any questions, like interrupt me if I'm being too fast or anything like that. So, did you know that British sailors centuries ago found out that living for months without fresh fruits and vegetables causes scurvy, bleeding gums, all those nasty things we associate with pirates. So that was because they were at sea for long amounts of time and they didn't have the micronutrients or they didn't have the vitamins and minerals they would get from fresh produce like vegetables and fruits. So that's one of the main examples of how important micronutrients are. So, what is mindful eating and how does it relate to your macros and your micros? So, mindful eating, let's read the slide. Mindfulness means focusing on the present moment while calmly acknowledging and accepting your feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations. So, the tenets of mindfulness apply to mindful eating as well. This concept of mindful eating goes beyond the individual. It also encompasses how and what you eat affects the world. We eat for total health. So this speaks to our UNSDG goal of mindful consumption, as well as um, how we can incorporate deep health and not just one physical type of health. So that is from Dr. Lillian Chung. She's a nutritionist and lecturer at the Harvard School of Public Health. So the idea of mindful eating in terms of food choices is it's clearly centered on the Mediterranean diet years ago, where they would prioritize fruits, vegetables, whole grains, seeds, nuts, and like vegetable oils. So I know this might be like hard to relate in terms of what is available to you present day because right now the like fast food industry is really giving you processed meats and like the convenience of having things ordered through Grab is just too appealing, right? That's why everyone's been struggling throughout the pandemic in terms of eating right and staying healthy. So this technique can also be applied to cheeseburger and fries. Like if you pay attention to your food, you can also break it down by prioritizing eating your proteins and your vegetables and eating like the buns and the fries last. So it could be just as simple as that. Like taking what you need first and then adding whatever like reward you can yeah after. So with just a few adjustments in the way you approach meals and snacks, you can apply mindful eating. So how can we go about this? So next slide. Okay. So what are the steps we need to take for mindful eating in our life today? So first is reflect. It might seem like a parang exaggerated way of eating, but I'm sure when Zai shares her story that you'll like relate to it a little bit more. So the first step is to reflect. So explore your food feelings. Are you aware of your hunger cues? Are you eating because you're hungry, or are you eating because you're bored? Are you eating because I'm in the middle of a Netflix binge and I just need something to snack on for my hands to be doing something? So why are you eating? Are you eating to nourish yourself? Are you eating to get ready for an intense workout? So yeah, that's true. Bored lang talaga minsan. So it's important to have this relationship with your food. I know people who have gone through the cafeterian training would relate this to exploring your food spectrum or your thing or your sensory spectrum. It's similar to that. Like be connected, be present when you're consuming your food. So it takes a lot of getting to know your body and listening to what it says. After you eat, are you tired? Or after you eat, do you feel so bloated that you can't move? So these are indications of how well your body is breaking things down. Like, have you ever had, like, they call it the meat sweats when you eat a lot? If Okay, wait, magtatagalog ako. So, kunwari nag-samgyup ka, tapos you just ate the meat, tapos you felt like parang kang comatose, tapos parang feeling mo hindi nagdadigest yung kinain mo. So, that is an example of you not prioritizing or being mindful of what you're eating. So, that's your first step. Reflect. Be aware of your food feelings and your body. And next is to take the pressure off. So we've had this webinar before during the pandemic about realizing that there is no good and bad foods. So let's not moralize food. Food is food. So there are, however, nutrient dense foods and um, what's that, calorie dense food. So being aware of uh, what comprises your food also helps. So learn to work with what you've got as well. So I'm gonna give an example since I miss her. Erin has been sharing her food with us in our BODGC. And because she's somewhere where there's farmers market, she has better food options than, let's say, with us that we only have our grocery store nearby. So you have to learn to work with what you've got. So you have to forgive yourself if you can't buy fresh greens, or I mean you can opt for frozen. It might not be as nutrient dense, but there is still nutrients there, more than processed food, right? So you have to also make your environment work for you. So what does this mean? When you purchase things, make sure that you're helping yourself or you're helping your goals. So imagine if you're in a grocery store and you are picking something to snack on. Are you going to reach for that bag of chips, or do you want to help yourself by trying the popcorn or maybe nuts? Like, make it easier for you when you get home so that the food available around you is better for you. So, next is start with what your body needs. So that is you've reflected your food feelings, you have everything available to you that will help you achieve your goal, what's the next step? When you're building your plate, make sure that you have your greens or your micronutrients there available, and you also have your macronutrients there. So try to build a balanced plate. So if you're aware of deficiencies, like when working with Zai, she was iron deficient. So you have to prioritize things that will help you conquer your deficiencies. So eat with your deficiencies in mind there. And next is to reward yourself. So let's not be super strict with ourselves in terms of our diet. So you know that you've taken the pressure off, you're forgiving yourself, but you're also disciplined. You have to learn to live a little, I think. So if you've been strictly focused on your goal, eating right, it's good to have that small amount or controlled amount of maybe milk tea, iced coffee, whatever reward you want. So it helps you stay on track and not be tempted in the long run. So it's good to reward yourself sometimes as well. So that's the steps for mindful eating. I hope you can practice the steps in your everyday life. So now I'm going to introduce um, one of our esteemed guests. So she is an independent financial advisor and a decorated real estate agent. She's also a brand ambassador for Fit Plus Manila, a body positive fitness solution company, and one of my closest friends. She has first-hand experience of trying out priority eating or mindful eating. I hope you guys can relate to what she has to say. So I'm gonna turn over the floor to her. So yes, go
Ay,
Zai.
bongga. Okay naman, nakikita ba ako? Kailangan bukas yung video, 'di ba? Okay. So, yeah, I'm here. Okay na. So there. Wait lang, isin ko lang. Oops. Thank you for your introduction, Erin. 'Di ba? One of your closest friends. Ayan. So ayun, thank you everyone for attending for tonight's evening session. I know it's a Friday night and probably you are somewhere else doing different things at this time, pero you managed to attend this session. And thank you Ate Maylene, she's one of my closest friends then, who attended this session para support daw, tsaka she really wanted to have a lifestyle change. Tama ba Ate May? Can you unmute? Sabi mo lang yes.
Yes, that's correct.
Ayan, oh, 'di ba?
'Di ba nag-video
Participation.
din ako?
Oh, 'di ba? May pa-video pa. Pwede naman naka-video tayo para happy tayo.
Okay.
Ayan, thanks for for participating, ate. Yeah. Um, yun nga, parang thank you for attending this session na about mindful eating na it's a basic idea or basic topic but not everyone can apply. Probably like me before na I do not have the right people with me, working with me, I do not have the right tools and information. But take heart, there are still intentional coaches who are willing to help you out if you help yourself din. Ayan. So, I'm not sure kung ano yung mga reasons natin ba tayo nandito. But I'm sure that majority of you guys have this desire to improve your fitness journey, or perhaps you want to have a fitness breakthrough. Ayan, kasabayan ko yan si Erin. Yan, di ba? So, yeah. Before I share my experience, let me tell you one important thing that one must have before you begin your fitness journey. Yun nga. The right word would be mindset. Kasi 'di ba, in everything that we do, even in our career, 'di ba, if we want to achieve something, it's important that we set goals in mind. Kasi ang tendency kapag um, mag-strike anywhere tayo, strike anytime, mabilis lang tayo ma-frustrate at maging hopeless. So in everything we do, especially dito sa fitness, we should have a proper mindset because mindset is your daily self-dialogue. It's a complete, kumbaga, yun yung thoughts natin that shapes our behaviors, and yun nga sabi nga ni Coach Erin, we need to build habits for us to achieve our goal. So ayun, so it is also important that if ever you fail, kasi we know that there will never be a perfect day. There will be times na mafe-feel down tayo na parang bakit tuloy-tuloy na tapos nag-fail ulit. Bakit may fail moments, may down moments. But we have to understand that there can be bad days, but we can always get back on track. Kaya mahalaga rin na pag may sisimulan tayo, always go back to your deepest why or yun nga, yung mindset natin. And tama, sabi nga ni Coach Erin, lagi niyang sinasabi sa akin, forgive yourself. So araw-araw na lang ba, Coach Erin? pero pero yun nga, syempre we have to learn and apply these learnings moving forward. Tapos, yun, aside from having the right mindset, it's also important that we have to work with people who are intentional with helping us and working with the right people. Kasi I'm gonna mention four highlights when choosing the right coach. Or yun, in my case, dalawa sila, si Coach Naj tsaka si Coach Erin. First is look for a coach where who will allow you to be yourself, 'di ba? Sharing your struggles. Like in my case, I have a struggle before waking up early, pero na-improve ko na siya ngayon. Thank God for yun, kailangan this pandemic mag-adjust. So yung time na yun, nung hindi ako magising na maaga, um, itong mga coaches ko, they're willing to adjust for me. So we used to do workouts 9 p.m. sa Anytime Fitness. So sila yung mag-a-adjust para sa akin. And also, kaya sabi ko, be with coaches who will allow you to be yourself kasi I told them about my spine problem and nung una parang sabi ko ang weak ko naman bakit hindi ko magawa yung simpleng push-ups. But then yun nga because they listened and yun yung isa sa mga pinaka-importante na meron yung mga coaches natin. Dapat marunong silang makinig. And I can say na sobrang happy ako with my coach kasi they take into consideration all my the issues all my concerns yan. For example, yung sa spine ko. So they did an adjustment sa workouts ko. So they did alternative workout routine for me. So yun, pangalawa would be look for coaches na approachable, meaning you're not afraid to ask questions kahit na tingin mo parang sorry sa term, parang pang basic lang yung tanong na yun. For me, I can say na very comfortable ako with them. I don't even know what legumes are before. Pero yun, nagbigay sila sa akin ng sample. So, sobrang happy ko naman. And nagustuhan ko naman yung lasa. Kasi our tendency, if we do not have knowledge on nutrition and fitness, we become intimidated. So, ang tendency, nahihiya tayong mag-try or magtanong. So, yun, may hesitant tayo kaya hindi tayo nakapag-start. So, yun yung ma-advise ko. And yun nga, kay Ate Maylene, special mention ka kasi ni-refer kita sa kanila at recorded to. Yan. Um, yun. Tapos, I also told them yung isang bagay na hindi ko mag-give up, may specific coffee kasi ako na gusto sa Starbucks. And up until now, tinitake ko pa rin siya. So, ginawan pa rin ng paraan. Like, bawasan na lang. Tapos, kung dati everyday, ginagawa na lang siguro once a week, ganyan. Hanggat sa mawala na rin, nakaya ko na rin naman nawala yung specific coffee na yun, na very high in sugar. Tapos, I can say na happy ako kasi, yeah, yon, reward yourself. So, every time na may na-achieve tayo, reward natin sarili natin. Pero not everyday naman. Kasi dati medyo, pasaway. Ni-reward ko araw-araw. Di parang wala lang din. So, and then, look for coaches or coach na will treat you as a family. Yun nga, dahil nga hindi ko alam yung legumes, binigyan nila ako ng sample, di ba? Nang hindi ko hinihiling. Binigay lang nila there. And then, make sure that you're not just related and connected sa gym lang. I'm so lucky to have them kasi even yung mga small wins not related sa fitness or health, they're parang andyan sila lagi to celebrate with me. Also yung mga kumbaga setbacks then what can we do moving forward to face or to have solutions for that. Kumbaga yun nga fitness is not a one time thing, it's a journey. And yun nga, if you are going to choose your coach, kailangan makakasama niyo talaga sila long term. Yan. And yung tatlong na mention ko, yung coaches na mag-aalaw sa inyo to be yourself and approachable, tas treats you as a family, these are useless if may nawawalang highlight, which is yun nga, dapat syempre pag mamimili tayo ng coach, credible. When I say credible, talagang may background about nutrition and fitness. And I can say that these two coach na meron ako, si Coach Naj tsaka si Coach Erin, they're like my walking fitness and health dictionary. Kasi every time na magtatanong ako ng random, lagi silang may sagot. Nag-aabang na nga ako nang wala silang sagot, pero laging may sagot. Especially si Coach Erin. Ayan. Yun, hindi ko na masyadong gagawing formal, pero yun nga, si Coach Erin, alam naman natin na she's a certified sports and exercise nutrition coach, 'di ba? From Precision Nutrition, although hindi ako familiar sa 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 organization na yon. And then si Coach Naj, he's a certified trainer for more than a decade already and have many certificates, too many to mention. So, ayun, I know that I'm in good hands and I love working with these two people kasi never silang nagsawa matuto. Never ending yung education na gusto nila i-pursue. Ayan. So now, let's go on sa body recomposition. So, if I may ask, pwede kayong mag-unmute or I will call na lang since mahilig ako magtawag kahit di ako teacher. Ganyan. So, dati ba, ano yung mindset nyo? Volonturo, okay. Dati ba, ano bang mindset nyo pag sinabing healthy? Like, paano natin masasabi na healthy ang isang tao? Or fit, ganyan. Can I ask? Okay, magbilang akong tatlo. Kung walang sumagot, ako na magtuturo. Okay. Unmute. Let's go, guys.
Ako na, Zai.
Okay, yes, I love it. Okay, go.
Ako personally, pag sinabing healthy, yung wala kang sakit at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Walang any illness, ganyan. Yun.
Yeah, tama naman natin. Kumbaga parang absence of yun nga, kumbaga healthy ka in terms of, tama ba? Emotionally, physically, mentally, yun yung definition mo, ate?
Oo.
Yeah. How about the others? Kahit isa na lang. Okay. Volonturo na ba ako?
Sige, ako na lang.
Ayan. Okay, your name po. Sorry, cannot see kasi.
Okay lang, hindi ako naka-on ng camera kasi kagising ko lang. Ako si Jamie.
Oh, Jamie, hello.
Yes, hi. Kasi ang concept ko kapag healthy ka, yun, bukod sa nakakapag-workout ka almost every day.
Mm-hmm.
Alam mo yung, at saka yung easily accessible sa'yo lahat ng parang, katulad ng sinabi ni Erin kanina, lahat ng food na nasa Grow, Glow, Go. So, tapos yun din, katulad ng sinabi ni Maylin, yung wala kang sakit. Yun.
Yeah. Totoo naman. So, tama naman. Actually, sobrang sa inyo nga, medyo mas feeling ko mas may sense eh. Sa akin dati, I thought pag sinabing healthy or fit, talagang we're referring sa ano lang. Alam ni Coach Nudge to tsaka ni Coach Erin na akala ko enough na yung makita mo lang yung number sa weighing scale. I thought knowing your weight is enough. Pero there's more to that. It's the body composition that matters. So, I've heard a lot of story na may mga models na kahit titingnan natin, kumbaga, kung titingnan natin at first glance, parang very healthy, pero malaki yung body fat percentage, ganyan. So, because of them, I believe na what gets measured gets done. So, we had weekly checking of body composition way back noong 2019 kami nag-start eh, October 2019 eh. And I call it the judgment day kasi sometimes, I know naman eh, kapag nakakapag-cheat ako sa food, tapos kakabahan na lang ako, 'di ba? Gagawin ko pero pagsisisihan ko. Ayan. So initially, yung sa akin body fat percentage ko is 45.8%. So ako na mismo, wala akong gustong patamaan pero ako mismo nagja-judge sa sarili ko na I'm a walking fat. Ay bongga, may paganyan. Next slide na siya. Yan. So water din, dehydrated daw pala ako ng sobra, 38.9%. Visceral fat, yun yung nakabalot na fats organs natin, 10. Parang 10. Hindi ko alam kung paano to basahin, Coach Erin. Are you there? Ano ibig sabihin ng 10? Pasok ka naman dyan, madam. Are you there? Okay. Busy ata siya. So, yung visceral fat ko, yun nga, 10 siya. So, may reference ko ano yung healthy pa eh. Andiyan ka na, Coach Erin?
Ayan na, okay. Sorry, natanga yung pag-unmute ko. I'm sorry. So,
Well, recorded to, Coach. Ayusin mo
oo
yan.
nga, na-realize ko rin. I'm so sorry. So, usually, ang regular kasi is 8 to 9 or ideally below that. So, kapag 10, medyo marami na siya. Kapag lagpas 15, parang, kailangan na natin ng intervention.
Kailangan na ng prayer tsaka intervention. Ayan, si
Yeah,
Ate Bali,
dangerous.
nakikinig yan.
Hindi kasi dangerous yun. Kasi, usually yun yung fat na nasa abdomen mo. So, it covers your internal organs. So, medyo siksik na sila doon, guys.
Siksik-liglig. Ganun.
Yes.
Ayan. Thank you, Coach Erin. So, yun yung initial initial stats ko. Pero syempre, nagka-pandemic, mamaya, pag-uusapan natin yung present time. Mamaya na yun, guys. Ito muna yung mga na-achieve natin. So, yun nga, yung time na nagkaroon kami ng checking of body composition, nalaman na sobrang dehydrated ko talaga. 38.9% lang yung water ko. Na I'm not sure kung ano yung normal. Coach Erin, can you answer para lang mayroong added information to others? Ano yung normal na water percentage sa katawan?
So actually, yung normal, you should be like past 60%.
Oh, 'di ba? Ang layo ko, madam, 38.9. Alright. So, ayan, more than 60% daw. Yan. Tapos, also, yun nga, eat your veggies and fruits first, the colorful ones. Parang ang kindergarten yung treatment sa akin nung una. Kasi talagang, nung time na yun, wala talaga akong tinitake na gulay or fruits. As in, may kaya kong lumagpas ng isang araw na walang gulay at fruits. Ayan. Tapos, apply priority eating even if you don't feel like it or do not like the taste. Remember the positive consequence naman and the long-term impact. So now, moving forward, let's go on na sa step-by-step process. So, nung first day, so, nag-start kami na talagang strangers lang talaga. Siyempre, ibang story na yun, paano kami nag-meet, ganyan. So, first day, nagkataon na parang in-approach ako ni Coach Erin na, are you willing to be a brand ambassador or to step up your game sa health mo, ganyan. Parang, we are here to assist you, to help you. So, yung first day, yun nga, nagkaroon na kami ng assessment, like, kung ano yung schedule ko, kung ano yung kamusta yung health condition ko, yung fitness level, kung ano yung ginagawa ko ba, everyday ba ako nakaupo, ganyan, nakatayo. Pero nung time na yun, sobrang active ako kung saan-saan ako napupunta eh. So, favorite food, kaya nung una tinanong ko ba't kailangan patanungin yun. Pero yun nga, kasi, yun nga, look for coach na hindi ka kailangan limitahan sa kinakain mo, pero educate ka kung ano yung dapat na amount lang. Pero pwede namang hindi totally tanggalin sa sistema mo. Kasi kung paborito mo talaga siya, 'di ba? Bakit mo pipigilan yung tao? 'Di magrerebelde lang yung kausap mo. Magsisinungaling pa ako, 'di ba? So, ayan. So, yun nga, assessment, so hesitations, kunwari si Coach Nudge, I remember him asking me, what would be an ideal coach for you? Kasi I used to have a coach na yung pagkain ko, guys, 2 weeks straight pare-parehas. Parang nalungkot lang akong mabuhay, 'di ba? Food is life pero limited, pero pare-parehas everyday, 'di ba? Umay na ako sa itlog, ganyan, o kaya sa chicken lang, ganyan. Tapos ang mahal pa ng ibang pareha-parehas araw-araw. Tapos yun, tapos nakasimangot pa ako. So sabi ko mukhang hindi para sa akin 'to. So, syempre yun, nag-move forward na lang ako and look for other, ayun nga, qualified coach. Wow, kala mo naman, celebrity. So, ano pa ba? So, yun, medical history, inalam din, nalaman nila na meron akong iron deficiency, anemic ako. So, marami silang sinuggest. They even gave me a very personalized nutrition book. As in, nakalagay din doon kung ano yung preferred kong food, ganyan. Gusto ko maging DJ. Gusto ko magbasa ng mga pa-comments muna. Nadidistract ako eh. Pero gusto kong distraction to. Okay. Tapos, yan, sabi ni Madam Mimi Labin daw. Yan. Yung alam mo yung dapat gawin, pero kasi food is life nga. Tama naman. Ayan. Minsan nga nakakita ako magsinungaling sa coach ko, pero parang niloloko ko lang yung sarili ko. Di ba kung magsisinungaling ako? Yan. Pa-assess nga, Coach Najan Erin. Ayan, guys, ha. Pahingin ng talent fee. Joke. So, yan. Tuwan-tuwa na naman si Erin. May pa-free racket coffee ako nito. Sabi ko sa inyo. Joke lang. So, yan. No first week, yung first day, nag-assessment nga. Lahat ng kailangan nila malaman about me. Tapos akala ko nung unang interview lang, Gina ako mag-workout, interview pala muna. So, pangalawang, yung first week, nung nag-start na nag-check sila ng food intake ko. So, each time I eat, I made sure to take photos. And nung una sabi ko, ba't kailangan kong gawin to? Wala naman tong ambag, mali-mali kinakain ko ata, pero gusto nilang malaman yung kinakain ko. So, yun pala, first 2 days, 3 days, wala silang pake. Titignan lang nila yung kinakain ko, ganyan. Tapos nung fourth day na ata, naalala ko, or fifth day, doon na sila nagko-comment kung may pa-explanation, kung anong kailangan kong dagdagan, anong kailangan kong bawasan. Yan. Tapos, second to third week, priority eating na, nag-start na yung, yun nga, they even gave me a nutrition guide kung ano yung pwede kong kainin na hindi naman pare-parehas ng 2 weeks, ganyan. So, I have this freedom to choose kung anong gusto kong kainin. Tapos, dun ko na ma-apply yung pa-intro ko kanina na mahalaga na may mindset, at proper mindset, discipline, tsaka it will really give results. And this talk actually made me parang more motivated to start again. Kasi I think hindi lang naman ako or marami sa atin yung nag-stop sa ating fitness journey. May factor emotionally, mentally, nakaka-drain, 'di ba? So work demands, ganyan. But again, I always emphasize to my friends and dito sa, yun nga, sa kanina na fitness is a journey. It's not a one-time thing. It's a long-term commitment. So we can always get back on track. Kasi there will be failed days or down moments. But again, sabi ni Coach Erin, forgive yourself. Ayan. Wag lang araw-arawin ng forgive yourself. Kasi lokohan na yon. So, fourth week, yun na, nag-start na kami nag-experiment na sila sa akin, nag-fasting na kami. Pero mind you, yung achievement ko, if you can show again ulit yung next slide yan. Yung achievement din, wala talaga akong alam sa numbers. Parang nag-enjoy lang ako. Parang isipin nyo guys, para lang akong batang dinala nila somewhere, nakikinig lang ako. So, hindi ko alam na yung 3 weeks pala na yan, na kahit wala pang fasting, achievement na kasi yung body fat percentage ko from 45.8 naging 33.2%. And Coach Erin, habang andito tayo, baka gusto mo mag-add na information about it. Bakit siya significant na natuwa kayo ni Coach Nudge?
Yeah, kasi actually, it's very big, like the 12% fat loss. If you can see, that's 24 pounds of fat that you shed, pero you gained muscle. You gained 22 pounds of muscle. So, di ba, balik tayo dun sa weight mo, hindi siya masyadong nag-change. In terms of your weight lang, you only lost 1.5 pounds. That's not a lot. But if you can see your change in body composition, yung fat loss mo, halos equivalent sa muscle gain mo.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
ibig sabihin, what you were eating was helping you burn fat and gain muscle, which is very rare kasi usually you either lose fat or lose fat and muscle if you're not doing it right. So, ibig sabihin, your workouts are effective, and your nutrition is really good. I want you to share pala yung feeling. Di ba, you started off na parang share ko lang, nag-start si Zai, ang laki nung kanin niya, parang
Sorry,
kalahati
sorry.
nung plato niya. Kalahati nung plato niya kanin, tapos yung ulam niya sobrang konti.
Laking buffet
Tapos,
eh. Ay, sorry.
nag-start kami na more protein, less rice, and always have gulay or fruit. Banana pa nga yun lagi.
Oo nga eh. Yun talaga yung favorite ko
Accessible.
eh.
Yun ang pinaka-accessible. Again, work with what you have. So, we tried to make sure she has enough macronutrients and or balanced yung macronutrients niya and enough yung micronutrients niya. So just so that you can relate it to what I was saying kanina kasi I have a tendency of like not being very relatable.
Jargons, technical stuff,
True.
alright.
Ayan.
Okay.
So,
So, yun. Ano, sabi mo, Coach Erin, yung ano, yung raw materials, ganyan. Doon ko naintindihan yan eh. Kasi nung una, hindi ko siya maintindihan. May sarili siyang terminologies, ganyan. So,
oo.
ayan.
So, I was trying to find a right metaphor nga. So, your macronutrients are your building blocks. Tapos, your micronutrients are the workers. So, they synthesize your amino acids. Hindi na ako mag-explain pa.
Oo, wag na. Okay na
Pero,
yan, Coach.
sila yung
Okay na.
workers, yung macronutrients, yung raw material.
Oh, ayan. So, basta makinig lang kayo, guys, if ever. Yun lang yun. Yun lang yung secret. Nagkaroon naman ng resulta, eh. Kinig-kinig lang kahit di ko na-gets. Pero, go. So, yan. Pero mahalaga, syempre, maintindihan natin kung ano yung ginagawa rin natin. Kasi, pag may nagtanong na ibang tao, we can help them out, di ba? Hindi na lang puro na lang, I will refer you to my coach. Refer you to my coach. So, yan. Tapos nag-start kami ng 4th week ng fasting. So, slowly but surely kami nag-start. We started 10 hours na fasting. Then, siguro after 1 week, nag 12 hours na. And then, hindi ako makapaniwala, nagagawa ko pala yung 16 hours na fasting. So, ginawa ko siya ng 6 months. because this works in my lifestyle tsaka schedule. Although alam niyo yung parang bata ako, naghihintay na ako ng time to eat. As in tipong kuwari 30 minutes na lang kung ano-ano ng pag-aaliw ginagawa ko para hindi ako maakit kumain agad-agad kasi may 30 minutes pa, yan. Tapos sabi ni according to Coach Erin and yun nga, Coach Naj na after 6 months, yun lang yung maximum ideally for fasting. Kailangan mo bumalik ng 3 months. And gusto ko na isingit, Coach Erin, yung explanation para nandito pa tayo sa topic. Bakit 6 months lang yung maximum? Bakit bigla kailangan mag-change ulit? Boom, mute. All right.
Oh,
Yan.
sorry. Struggle is real mag-unmute. Okay. So, kasi you want to avoid creating food intolerances and your eating techniques or your eating methods have to differ as well. Kasi hindi naman okay na lagi kang nagfa-fasting. So, when you fast kasi, a quick overview lang. So, when you fast, you're tricking your mind into thinking na there is stress or you are starving. So you can't do that for a long period of time kasi you might develop I'm sorry, jargon. So HPA axis dysfunction where your body keeps pumping out stress hormones, so that's not good for you then. So really important talaga na you always cycle how you consume food and always important talaga to go back to basics. So that's what we're saying now. Mindful eating will top any kind of diet or gimmick or shortcut that anyone else is saying.
Yeah. And yun lang, sabihin ko na lang din, thank you for explaining, Coach Erin, no? I just want to also tell other participants na hindi applicable for everyone yung fasting. Especially, di ba lagi naman kahit kanino to, kahit we have the best trainers or coaches, um, talagang dapat lagi nagpapacheck muna sa doctors. Yun lagi yung protocol before mag-start na kahit ano, especially if we have medical histories na malala. So, like, I have friend na may diabetes na hindi siya pwede mag-fasting. Kasi, pag ginawa na yon, hello. Hello, RIP. So, yan, bawal siya. So, yun, kailangan mo na magpa-check. Tapos, yun, I just want to share kung grabe rin ka-intentional isa kong Coach Nudge, mukha siyang busy. Na to the point na sobrang na-appreciate ko siya. And nami-miss ko nga siya, sabi ko eh. Sabi ko sa kanya na, nakaka-miss coach yung pinapahirapan niyo ako ni Coach Erin, ganyan. May one time nga nanginginig na yung muscle ko, eh. Basta parang nangangawit na ako, nangangawit na ako. Tapos nakangiti lang siya, sabi niya sa akin, yan yung hinahanap natin. So parang ako, tuwan-tuwa pa siya eh, 'di ba? Pero syempre, sige, may resulta naman, kinig lang tayo. Ayan. Pero yun, if iko-compare ko ngayon yung I don't do fasting intentionally ngayon, nagkakataon lang talaga. So we have what we call the mindful eating na, I mean, nagfa-fast ka, pero mindful eating pa rin, tsaka yung accidental fasting. Yung nangyayari sa akin, accidental fasting na, okay, na too much sleep lang, or wala akong time, wow, busy. So, ang tendency doon, nakita ko yung difference nung very conscious ako with what I eat, which is last year pa or last year. So, nung mindful eating yung in-apply ko while I do fasting, my mind is active and focused. And I'm not sleepy or groggy, no headaches, not dehydrated, not moody, less guilt sa mga kinakain ko. Tas motivated and very optimistic. Kahit ang dami problema, optimistic ka pa rin. Kasi strong ka ganyan. Pero, nung na-try ko na yung accidental fasting, like, ngayon, unconscious ako, like, hindi naman unconscious, pero hindi ko tinitingnan yung kinakain ko, basta kung ano lang naka-ready. Before this session actually, sleepy ako. Alam ng mga kapatid ko yan. Sleepy, moody, irritable, easily get distracted, always tired. Tired kahit walang apparent reason. I'm negative or anxious at times. Hindi naman araw-araw, di ba? Pero, kumbaga, unstable. So, may factor talaga at malaking factor yung nutrition. Coach Ernie, do you want to add something about it? Baka lang may ma-share ka about, yun nga, sa nutrition and our mood
Ayun.
swings,
So,
ganyan.
again, as I've said, kanina dun sa steps natin, number one is reflect. So, dapat meron kang connection with your food feelings and your hunger cues. So, malaking indicator yung mood mo and how you feel in terms of your diet.
So, ayan. So, 'di ba lagi akong kaya sabi ko ito sabi ko sa inyong walking ano ko, health dictionary ganyan, 'pag may gusto akong maintindihan. Minsan nga kahit nag-explain siya makakalimutan ko ulit, pero tanong ulit, ganyan. So, right now, I can say na nasa accidental fasting ako and I just nag-commit ulit ako kila Coach Naj and Coach Erin na I'll get back on track. Kasi for sure nawala eh. Like nag-check kami this week ulit na although bumalik na naman ako sa tama ba coach, 40% body fat ulit? Hindi naman, ang kinaganda is effective yung ginawa ko namin the past years kasi nag-retain yung muscle ko na 40 something din. 40+%.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
mm. So, happy
Nag-retain,
naman. Go coach.
nag-retain ka ng muscle mo, tapos nag-gain ka konti ng body fat mo, which is to be expected kasi pandemic. Everyone is experiencing the same thing.
Yeah. So, ayun. So, yun yung happy naman ako na hindi ako nag-lose ng muscle. Nag-retain lang siya. So, ayun, I'm excited to get back on track. Although mahirap talaga sa simula. And I think Coach Nudge will talk about that later. Pero kaya naman kapag gugustuhin. Kaya nga, di ba, mindset. So, nag-start ako tonight. Tonight? Tonight lang. So, yun, mindset is important. So, yun, to end this, yun nga, I would like to advise na you have to listen to your coach and they will also listen to your needs. Syempre, di ba? Ang hirap naman kung ikaw lang nakikinig sa coach tapos sila hindi nakikinig, di ba? Though it is important to listen to your coaches, one thing I learned from Coach Erin is to listen to your body. Hindi porket sinabi, for example, nila na, workout tayo ngayon, pero hindi ka nga talaga okay. Hindi mo pwedeng pilitin din eh. Siyempre, kailangan mo tansyahin kung kaya ng katawan mo. Kasi kung hindi, nagpapascam ka or nagpapabudol ka, di ba? Hindi. Pero yun, listen to your body and then, kasi most importantly, the right nutrition that your body needs, yun yung dapat natin pakinggan. And rest if you have to, and eat mindfully. This talk actually inspired me to get back on track, kakasabi ko lang kanina. And because I stopped working out siguro more than a month already. And grabe pala, kahit sabihin mo nag-stop ka ng 1 month lang, parang mahirap mag-bounce back. Pero kung gugustuhin, kakayanin naman. So, it's not an excuse. And yun nga, it's really important if you ever will begin again or magsimula ka ulit with your fitness journey, it's important to have the proper mindset and everything will follow. Ayun lang. Thank you guys for listening for tonight. Yes.
Ayun. Thank you, Zai, for sharing that. So, um, does anyone relate or have had similar experiences to Zai? Do you want to share? Habang open ang floor bago mag-talk si Naj, you can unmute.
Yes. Super late. Thank you, Sai, pala, for sharing your fitness journey. Sana
Sure.
all makapag-coach, ma-coach din. Oh my God. Sorry.
Konti na lang lakas na ulit.
Humulog ang lakas. Yan. Sana rin ma-coach din ako ni Coach Naj and ni Erin soon. Kasi, yeah. Same with Sai. I stopped working out kasi since nag-pandemic, like working out lang sa bahay, ganyan. Pero nakakatamad din minsan. So, when I stopped, talaga, totoo yung sabi na parang it takes 30 days, diba, to build a habit, but it takes like around 7 days lang to break it. So, parang talagang extra effort talaga to go back to working out again. And doon naman din with the eating habits. Gaya ng sabi ni Mimi, ayan. Okay lang ba? Share ko yung sinabi. Or ikaw na. If you can unmute. Or if hindi ka magpakita.
Go lang, girl.
Gusto ko yung sinabi mo. Yan. I feel sad. I eat. Eating your feelings. Ganyan.
Yeah.
Emotional eater.
Oo, emotional eater. Correct.
Yeah.
Pero alam mo yun, yung pagiging emotional eater, and then tama yung sinabi ni Mimi, parang kahit ano na yung feeling mo, kahit happy ka, you eat. Kasi di ba before, pag stressed ka lang, pag medyo sad, doon ka napapakain. Ngayon kahit happy.
Di ba pag
Nagsa-celebrate, kumakain.
And yun. True.
Araw-araw celebration. Uy, we need a rest. I think it's an assessment, di ba? Celebrate small wins. Alright.
Yes.
Siguro yung relate ako yung sa workout. Siguro parang, kasi, ewan ko nung nag-pandemic, nag-move in ako ulit with, doon sa probinsya, ganyan. And, ewan ko, ang dami ding, actually, mas accessible dun yung mga gulay-gulay, ganyan. But then, kasi si mama yung nag-grocery, which is, na-share ko din kila Erin recently. Ngayon, I'm free to buy kung ano yung I think is good for me. And gusto ko rin naman. Ako, love na love ko yung broccoli tsaka carrots ngayon. So, ayan. Tsaka tomato.
Social ng broccoli at carrots.
Oo, super nice.
Mura kasi siya dito. 4 lang yung isang buong ulo. 4.
Oh.
4 ng pera dito. 4 loti.
Mga magkano dito? Alam mo na bang
Times 12? Times 12, ganun.
Mura nga.
Mura.
Kalahating kilong broccoli. Pero, syempre, kumbaga, tsaka nakakatawa kasi kala ko sa grocery lang meron. And recently may nakita akong malapit na farmer's market. So, yun nga, nakwento ko rin. Parang saya mag-grocery, saya mamalengke ng gulay, ganyan. Tsaka, ayun, yung workout naman, kasi ako naman, shy type. Wow, shy type. Hindi, I mean, doon pa rin yung, yung constant battle within yourself na parang, nahiya ako kasi, mataba ako, ganyan. Tapos makikita nila tumatakbo ko, di ba? Parang gano'n. Yun yung inisip ko. Pero, parang ngayon, ginagawa ko sa bahay, ganyan. Tapos, mostly YouTube yung mga sinusundan ko. And, sa ngayon, wala pang weights, ganyan. More on toning. Wow, toning.
Lakas maka-healthy na toning, eh. No? Toning.
Toning ng body, ganyan.
Mag-cut
Tsaka
muna
yung
tayo.
bands. Yung bands
Oo,
na
yung
binigay
bands ay
niya.
favorite ko ang bands.
I love it. Dinala ko sila dito. So, yun. Yun lang naman. Tsaka minsan pag tinatamad ako, pero, minsan pagising ko sa umaga, parang gusto ko pa matulog ulit. Parang do some stretching, ganyan. Tapos wala, nawawala yung nga, yung sinabi ni Nizay kanina na parang, pagka di ka sleepy, parang gano'n. Parang, pag
Nag-stretch ka.
regular yung exercise mo. Oo, di ba?
Tapos tulog ulit tayo. Stretch lang, ganyan.
Hindi naman. Yung, as in, whole body stretch talaga, like for 5 minutes. Ganyan. Which is meron din sa YouTube. Lahat accessible sa YouTube. Kung may mukbang sa YouTube, meron din exercise sa YouTube, di ba? Pero yun. Yun lang naman. Ang dami ko share, pero yun lang.
Buti pa yung bands nakarating na ng Poland. Kaya,
May decathlon dito. Ang saya ko. Meron akong bata.
ay,
Yun lang.
taray. I love it.
Ayun.
So thank you for sharing. At least we know that everyone has their own food journey or their fitness journey, and we can all relate to this struggle. So now we're going to listen to someone who has more experience than I guess all of us. I think combined. So we're gonna call on our next guest speaker. Kailangan ko ba bang introduce pa? So he's a certified personal trainer and instructor for a number of different training methods, including Bosubo, cross training, Combat 360, steel mace. So he's been in the fitness industry for 12 years. So here is a member of GCI Quezon City Capital Natch Medalla, or coach to most of our Sampaguita ladies.
Hello.
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 Hi, Coach.
Batang-bata ako dyan sa picture Parang
Sasabihin ko nga sana. Ikaw ba yan, coach?
Younger brother.
Alright.
pre-Anakin. Yeah, ito yung pregnancy Erin So, 2017, yeah. Or early 2018 to.
Alam na natin ba't na-pregnant si Erin.
Recorded to, recorded.
Ay, sorry.
O, Coach, Coach, na-distract ka na naman. Coach. Coach Nat.
Hindi. Hindi, so yan, sige na kasi simulan ko na. Napapalabok ako eh. Anyways, ayan. My name is Coach Nudge Medalla. So I've been in the fitness industry for 12 years na. So when I was still 17 years old, nagsimula na ako mag-gym yan. So before me being in the fitness industry, talagang bata pa lang ako, pangarap ko na maging, well, let's say fit. Kasi gusto ko maging wrestler nung bata pa lang ako. So from 4 years old pa lang ako, gusto ko na maging parang larger than life. So mukhang wrestler talagang take ko. Alam ko na sa isip ko talaga, when I grow up, ito yung gusto kong itsura ko. So all throughout my life, before gymming naman, I've been relatively active. Pero I was a fat kid growing up kasi yung akala kong relatively active na yon, hindi pa pala compared sa other athletes talaga na trained simula bata sila. Kasi medyo stricto yung nanay ko growing up. So yung akala kong active na mag-basketball, ito yung mga ginagawa kong kung ano-ano activities, hindi pa pala yun yung the best na pwede kong gawin para sa sarili ko. So fast forward nung nitong college ako, well, hindi ko na-pursue yung basketball dreams ko kasi yung napuntahan kong school, walang basketball team. So, I had to change direction para malabas kung ano yung yung fitness goals ko. So, wala na akong makalarong basketball sa mga kaibigan ko kasi nasa college na rin sila. So, I had to do something. So, nag-gym ako. So, at 17, I remember the date. It's April 9, 2009. Yes. Yun yung first time ko nag-gym. Kasama ko yung dalawang kaibigan. And yeah, it went better than expected. Eh dahil nga sobrang stricto nung nanay ko, I had to lie about it for at least 3 months na nag-gym ako. Tatanong lang siya, bakit basa yan? Basa yung damit mo, ganito, ganyan. O yun, kasi nag-gym ako. So, for the first time, doon ko na feel na, okay ang ginagawa mo na hindi niya sinabi na gawin ko. Yun yung first parang nakaramdam ako ng acknowledgement sa nanay ko na may ginawa ko na something na hindi niya sinabi na ginawa ko na okay sa kanya. Kasi ibig sabihin nun, pumapayat ako, basically. Kasi medyo si mama din eh. Medyo judgmental din sa physical appearance ko eh. Tapos, ayan. So, hindi nagkaroon ako ng feel of acceptance lalo hanggang sa sobrang na-inlove na ako sa pag-gym. Tapos, ang nangyari nun is, sobrang na-inlove na ako sa pag-gym, nagka-cut na ako para mag-gym. At yun na, tuloy-tuloy na. Tapos, fast forward, how many years, ang dami ko na na-experience na body transformation from nagsimula ako sa payat, to naging kamukha ni Jacob Black, to tumaba ulit, to naging, ang goal naman is maging parang Archie ng Riverdale. So, ang daming iba't ibang goals. Pero all throughout naman sa journey na yun, it's been very, nakakataba ng puso. Kasi ang daming nakaka-notice ng, okay yung katawan mo, so you gain more confidence. So, isa yun sa mga it's part of the process talaga kapag na-achieve mo yung goal mo, tumataas si confidence, a lot of people get to notice it. Babatiin ka nila, syempre. Alam nating maraming tao ang medyo judgy, pero marami din naman, especially our friends, na iko-compliment ka. And it feels good. Kaya you want more of it. Siguro kaya din talaga ako na tuwa sa fitness industry kasi I receive a lot of praises. Hindi na sa pagmamalaki pero medyo marami talaga from different modeling agencies to sa mga directors ng mga teleserye yan. So marami naman offer. So anyway, so all throughout those 12 years na yun din, in terms of sa nutrition naman, malaki talaga yung changes. Kasi sa first few years ko, wala akong alam at all. Talagang nanonood lang ako ng video sa YouTube kung paano nakuha ni Taylor Lautner yung katawan niya, kung paano nakuha ni Thor yung katawan niya. Yung mga nasa-search natin kung mga Hollywood workouts, pero it doesn't tackle naman yung nutrition nila eh. So, I eat just about anything I can. So, ang nagbe-benefits lang sa akin nun is, I was young. I started at 17. So, mabilis pa yung metabolism ko. So, kumakain pa ako nun before workout ng ice cream sandwich sa labas ng gym na sa manong sorbetero. Kasi kailangan ko lang ng murang kakain kasi wala akong budget nun dahil estudyante lang ako. So, marami akong kinakain na hindi talaga dapat kinakain ng isang taong gustong pumayat or nag-benefit lang talaga yung age ko. So, as time goes on, habang tumatanda ka, mabagal yung metabolism mo, you start to notice na, hey, dati ito yun naman yung ko, yung kinakain ko, bakit ngayon hindi na ganun ulit yung katawan ko kapag nagsisimula ka ng tumaba. So, nag-play ng factor dun yung talaga, yung age. So, you can't outwork a bad diet. Pwedeng at your early age, yung 17 to 20 na yon, you can still do that, pero once you hit your 20s, especially your 25 pataas, hindi na talaga mag-work yun. Kasi based on my experience, habang mas tumatanda ako, mas nagiging intense naman yung workout ko, but the nutrition is subpar. Parang nawala lang yung ice cream sandwich, pero malakas ako kumain ng other things. As in, pag buffet, talagang buffet talaga. Tapos, ayan, hanggang sa medyo nawala na talaga yung cuts, nawala na lahat ng malaki lang. Pag nakadamit, okay tignan, pero pag shirtless, hindi na kasing detailed ng katulad yung nasa picture. Pero yung nasa picture na yan, talagang medyo intense yung diet ko niyan eh. Talagang malupitang dami ng itlog. I wouldn't say na healthy yung diet ko dyan sa picture na yan kasi that point, hindi pa ako very into nutrition eh. Kasi yan pa yung point na talagang malupitan yung workout na 3 hours sa gym, tapos may turo pa ako sa gabi ng klase. So, talagang mataas lang yung binaburn kong calories, pero my body was really exhausted niyan. Talagang my joints yung time na yan was not good. Talagang it's around the same time na nag-aaral ako ng personal training classes eh. So nung time na nag-aaral ako, nakikita na bakit may clicking sounds tong ganito ganyan mo? Bakit may ganito ganyan? So I learned na may mali pala sa ginagawa ko na this thing that I am doing is not I can't sustain this for more than a year. So, ayan. So, ang nangyari is, di ko nga na-sustain for more than a year. So, same workout, nag-maintain yung diet, pero ang kasabay nun, tumatanda ako, talagang tumataba ako with it. Kasi naturally, tabain ako. So hindi na kasing ganda yung katawan ko, tapos at the same time nag-hit pa yung pandemic. So yan, sa pandemic naman talagang medyo malupit yung struggle dahil nagkakaroon ka ng excuse. For me, talagang medyo mabigat yung naging excuse na walang gym eh. So talagang in-enjoy ko. Parang first time ko bibigyan ng super cheat day. Yung super cheat day, naging super cheat year. Yun lang yung naging doon. So, dito sa picture na to, I was 100 kilos. Right now, ang heaviest ko sa pandemic, para lang makita nyo kung gaano kalaki yung in-enjoy ko sa pandemic, it's 127 kilos ako as of 2 weeks ago. So, yan. So that's at least 60 pounds ang ginain ko during the pandemic. Pero yan. So ngayon, now that bumalik na ako sa pag-gym, mas naging wiser ako. So throughout the pandemic naman, hindi mas in-educate ko na lang yung sarili ko. So, I learned that ngayong nasa 30 na ako, I have to attack my workouts differently. So, just like with other athletes na hindi na pwede yung ginagawa ko noon, it's hard to accept talaga na na hindi mo na pwede gawin yung ginagawa mo nung mas bata ka. And hindi mo na pwedeng kainin yung kinakain mo nung mas bata ka. So right now, I have to prioritize my eating. Yun yung number one thing kasi dahil 1.5 year na tayong naka-lockdown or nasa pandemic, so hindi na kasing readily available yung food, tapos at the same time, yung gym nga on and off. Tapos, ang daming excuses in between talaga kasi. Then, so yan. So, ngayon, talagang sa priority eating, talagang I'm refocusing my nutrition kasi talagang walang-wala eh. I'm from not eating chips to eating a bag of Doritos na ako eh. So, I went that far na for me. So, I have to, mentally, kailangan i-refocus ko yung goals ko para maging lock in ako sa magiging next journey ko. Kaya tama talaga yung sinabi ni Zai kanina na fitness is a journey. So far, pwede mong sabihin na andito na ako, na-reach ko na yung down point ng fitness journey ko. So it's time to lift it back up. So parang isipin nyo parang movie lang yan. So na-reach ko na yung climax ko, tapos after the climax, yung down point ng movie, and then yung happy ending na. So right now, on the next chapter of my fitness journey, so yan, mas pina-prioritize ko na yung eating ko. So right now, first time kong gawin sa buhay ko na marami na akong kumain ng gulay kasi I am not a fan of vegetables talaga. So we'll get more into it later. So alam ko napapahaba na itong kwento ko. Sorry naman. Tapos, ayan. Tapos, in terms of sa fitness naman, talagang hindi na talaga kasing pukpukan kung tawagin yung workout. Talagang it's slow, methodical, and talagang akma for who I am now. Kasi yan yung pinakamahirap din i-accept ng lahat na it's who you are right now. And usually kasi, especially for people na have been gymming for years na ito ako dati, ito yung binubuhat ko dati, ito yung ginagawa ko dati, hindi pwedeng isasalpak mo yung sarili mo doon kagad. Kailangan you start from the bottom. Ang advantage mo lang is mentally and emotionally, you know how to get back there. Kasi alam mo na nagawa mo to, pero kailangan pa rin mag-baby steps towards it. Yun lang naman. Then, hopefully, maging super successful tong next fitness journey ko. So, yan. Then, so next up natin dito sa micronutrient deficiency naman. So, yeah. So, dito sa micronutrient deficiency, so going back to my story kanina, hindi ko alam na all throughout my life, I am micronutrient deficient. Kasi I was young and I didn't like vegetables. The only vegetables I was eating is kalabasa kasi I had an eye problem when I was born na hanggang ngayon I still have an eye problem. Nautulang ako ng parents ko na lilinaw yung mata ko kapag kinain ko yung kalabasa, tapos sitaw kasi kapatid daw siya ng French fries. So yan, yun lang ang dalawang kinakain ko, kaya napapakain lang ako ng gulay noon kapag sinigang or pakbet. So the rest, the broccolis, yan hindi ko yan kinakain before. So ano nangyari sa akin? So ito yung masasabi ko naman kasing peak ng katawan ko. Ang nararamdaman ko niyan internally, so I may look good physically, pero internally, I was not. Kasi I was super constipated talaga niyan. As in talagang masakit. Hindi nakakatawa na masakit. So, parang iniisip ko na tiis ganda. Pwede mong isipin na ganon. So, malaking factor talaga pala yung gulay. Parang, dati nun kasi, hindi ako nakikinig eh. Kahit na, kumain ka kasing gulay, ganyan. Kasi it wasn't put in a way na gusto kong tanggapin na kailangan ko nga kumain ng gulay. Eh hindi eh, matigas ang ulo eh. So I had to learn the hard way. So, yan. So ngayon, ano ginagawa ko? Just to consume gulay, bine-blender ko. Bumibili kami ng frozen broccoli or cauliflower, yung mga nakikita sa supermarket na frozen vegetables. Yan. Nilalagay ko sa blender kasama ng banana, then some milk, oatmeal, yun na, para lang makakonsume ako ng vegetable. Kasi I wouldn't say na super fan pa rin ako ng vegetable ngayon eh. Talagang force feeding kung sasabihin. I don't particularly enjoy it pero alam kong kailangan na. So that's what I had to do. That's what I have to do para lang makakonsume ng vegetable sa ngayon. I-blender yung broccoli with banana para lang mas may lasa, then milk, and konting protein powder din para pang tago ng taste. Then yun. Tapos ngayon, thanks to the naman, dun sa project natin nung one time na kimchi making, natuto rin ako kumain ng kimchi. So, which is good. At least may added vegetables ako nakakain. So, ngayon, since kumain na ako ng more vegetables, gumanda na yung bowel movement ko. I feel stronger. Every time ngayon pagkagising ko talagang more energetic ako. Kasi when the gym start open netong July, nag-empty stomach cardio pa ako. Pero after that, besides the first day, syempre kasi you have that adrenaline rush na, oy, balik gym. After that, talagang very bagsak na yung pakiramdam ko, which is very new to me kasi nga hindi super energetic ako usually. So, ayan, after assessing, consulting with Erin, so yun nga, na-address namin na yung micronutrition yung problem ko. Kasi talaga hindi naman mostly sa macros eh, kasi medyo maganda talaga yung macronutrition ko, mataas pa nga kung sasabihin. So we focus on micronutrients. That's why I started blending the broccoli para lang ma-consume kagad, ma-absorb kagad ng body ko yung yung nutrients. And after since then, every time na nag-wake up ako, minimal na yung soreness, minimal din yung masakit yung ulo, masakit yung kasukasuan. Usually I have energetic kagad pagising. So malaking factor. Kaya nga I consume those broccoli ngayon. I've been consuming it before the workout, around an hour or an hour and a half before the workout. And to my surprise, para ako naka-pre-workout. So that makes me stronger for my workout for the day. Mas maganda yung performance ko sa gym. And naging believer ako na, ito palang sinasabi ng mga matatanda ng teachers ko nung bata ako, yung go, grow, and glow. Especially yung glow, mahalaga pala sa atin. Kasi I was like, yuck, glow. Vegetables, not for me. Kung ngayon naman, kung hindi ka talaga fan ng vegetables tulad ko, buti nga ngayon meron ng parang vegetable powder na pwede mong gawing substitute. Pero hindi pa ako sobrang familiar with it or hindi ko pa natatry sa sarili ko to give a feedback. Pero may nakikita na akong other substitute. I will try it and probably share it with you guys kung kamusta, kung hindi kayo mahilig sa vegetables. Tapos, okay. So, my time is up. If you have any questions, yan, pwede nyo na tanongin, guys. You can ask anything naman.
Wait lang, nag-echo.
I will close my now.
Yeah, okay. So, mahirap talaga pag excited share. So, yun nga, even if you are experienced or even if you're 12 years in the industry, you can still encounter the same roadblocks as people who are still starting out. So that's why it's important that we review and we keep in mind that nakamit ba? Ayan. Keep in mind, we have to go back to the basics talaga. So now I'm going to share some statistics with you. So this is all about our micronutrients, right? Did you know that most people don't, like 31% of the majority of people don't get enough greens, 22% don't get enough reds, 21% don't get enough yellows or oranges, and 14% don't get enough whites, and 12% don't get enough purples or blues. So, what are these colors I'm talking about? So, these are your fruits and vegetables. So, people aren't aware of their micronutrient deficiencies as much as they are aware of their macronutrient deficiencies. So dahil nga small amounts, people think, I'm gonna take a multivitamin and it's done na. Okay na yun. I have enough vitamins and minerals to get me through the day. Or like worse, inom ako ng Milo, may vitamins and nutrients yun. Kaya na. So, yun yung mga misconceptions in our daily life. Kasi we feel very complacent eh. Most of the things we consume, processed foods, are fortified. Like matatawa ka minsan parang tocino, fortified with vitamin A and D, ganyan. So we're, oh, wow. So people, I mean, the food industry is trying in terms of fortifying our food. Kaso lang, it's not the same as getting it from a natural source where it's not as processed. So, color deficiencies or micronutrient deficiency can lead to heart disease, osteoporosis, cancer, diabetes, and more. So we're gonna delve into these colors a little bit para mas familiarize tayo. So what are our greens? So it's not that hard if it's color green. It's part of your greens. So may nagtanong sa akin, paano po yung kiwi? Wala dyan sa chart nyo. Green pa rin po ba yun? Yes, green pa rin po siya. Basta green siya, part siya ng greens. Okay. So, um, what are surprising things about the green? So, black tea is part of green. And it's also part of your white. So there are things that are multi-colored. So our goal to fight micronutrient deficiency is to eat the rainbow. So have you ever wondered, bakit ba rainbow kapag may centrum, nakikita mo may rainbow, di ba? So they're recalling that. Parang inaano nila sa mind mo na, oh, because your micronutrients, the rainbow. Just one color, we're expected to eat 1 cup of every color every day. Yun ang goal natin. So if you're familiar with recommended daily allowances, ngayon updated na siya. It's reference dietary intake. So nag-update sila ng mga new terms, but it's the same thing. So did you know that on average, adults eat 70 pounds of potatoes per year? But in contrast, pwedeng Crayola. But in contrast, 1/4 pounds of Brussels sprouts. Kasi, like, things like Brussels sprouts, broccoli, it's given a bad image in cartoons and popular media, di ba? But I think if people just embrace different ways to prepare these dishes, kasi if you know Indian food, Like super dali maging vegetarian if you like Indian food. Kasi they can cook it in such a way na it's so good. So, hindi po pwede ang Skittles sa rainbow. Pero yeah, so we're talking about things that are naturally green. Ayan. So you have your examples like spinach, green peas. So let's run through the things on how we can get more greens in our diet. So you can add cabbages and green peas to your stir fry, which is like, pero sana yung stir fry mo, walang pansit. Kasi carbs na yun. Sana stir fry lang talaga with beef, ganyan. So, you can include broccoli. You can do what Naj does and make a green shake every morning. That's really good. Parang if you're not, confident in your ability to really digest it or eat it ng ganun. Pero the best way to eat greens and like other vegetables are raw. Kasi it's like least processed, raw or blanch. So if you can, as much as possible, try it. Baka hindi mo lang na-try. Balay mo magustuhan mo. So, what's next? Ito yung legumes pala, yung sinasabi ni Zai. What is a legume that's very available and very affordable in the Philippines? This people look over it so much. Like, did you know na every Friday, kapag may munggo sa karinderya, dapat bumili ka ng munggo na yon? 'Di ba? Kasi it's a very affordable. It's a great way, lalo na ngayon maulan, bagay na bagay yung munggo. So, hindi lang siya pang Holy Week if you can incorporate it into your diet. At saka, alam mo, ang munggo bagay siya sa iba't ibang type of protein. So, I'm pretty sure if you are trying to figure out a way to add greens, pwede kang magsalad sa Monday. Munggo on Tuesday, oh my God. Kahit hindi Friday, pwede po magmunggo. Pwede ka rin uminom ng soy milk. Marami kang pwedeng gawin actually. Kung talagang hindi na kaya, pwede ka mag-green tea or black tea. Yun. Part rin yun ng greens. And whites actually. Later we'll get more to that. So next is our red. So what is one example? Kunwari, you're making a salad, you already have your lettuce. You can add yung red cabbages or yung ibang color na lettuce. Red na po siya agad. So, kahit same siya, tapos iba yung color, ibang nutrients na po yun. Kasi that's how phytochemicals work. Kapag ibang color na siya, may ibang nutrients na rin siya. Same as with grains. I know Erin can relate. Quinoa gives you a different nutrients compared to amaranth or bulgur or adlay. So, yan ang mas familiar na grain. So, the type of grain you consume or the type of, kunwari, if you're trying to cut back your carbs, pwede kang ano yun, ensalada. Diba? Yeah, that's like really good with like tomatoes and bagay rin yun sa maulan actually. Feeling ko ma-inspire tayo dahil maulan kumain ng vegetables. Kung hindi pa rin kaya, watermelon. Diba? Or like you can make kimchi with red cabbages. So you can watch our kimchi making video on our YouTube, which this will also be on our YouTube. So konting plug. Pero we also have nuts like walnuts and cranberries. So not just vegetables, also fruits. So you can work for that 1 cup. You can mix and match. Like if you're planning your meal, you can incorporate the vegetables. Pwede ka naman mag-build ng ganun eh. Hanap ka ng vegetable na gusto mong i-try. Mag-isip ka ng sauce. Tapos mag-isip ka ng protein. Tapos just make something. Hindi naman required na may set standard ang adobo. You know? So, parang mix it up. Make sure that you get your vegetables. Okay? Yes, iba-ibang nutrients sa red and green na bell pepper kahit parehas silang bell pepper. May yellow pa. So, eat the rainbow. Very good yung shot mo. So, yeah, ang suggestion here is to use tomato sauce. Like, hindi yung process, you can just like boil tomatoes and use that, put it on top of chicken. You can even deep fry the chicken. Mag chicken parmesan ka. Tapos maglagay ka ng konting green sa gilid. Magandang idea yon. So, um, did you know that it takes about 100 cherries to make 1 cup of cherry juice? So, pwede kang mag-juice. Actually, papaya juice, watermelon juice. Pero make sure na your juice is natural. You can like blender or slow juice it. So, we're gonna move on to our next color, which is orange. So, this is my favorite kasi favorite kong pamalit ng carbs, yung rice ko, is pumpkin. So, pag naglalanders kami, bumibili kami isang malaking pumpkin. So, ginagawa namin sa bahay, pumpkin with munggo, tapos ginataang pumpkin. Yes, super mahilig kami ng pumpkin sa bahay. So, I am very sure na I'm getting my oranges. So, turmeric is something really good kasi turmeric is also an adaptogen. So, ayan, I'm spewing out more information. So, ginger is good as a drink. Like, I don't like eating ginger, pero I can drink ginger tea. So, that's also something you can do. Gaganda pa boses mo. So, you're hitting your targets and getting more benefits, di ba? So, sweet potato din, carrots. So, orange is very easy naman. If you're running out of ideas, you can snack on oranges. Diba? That's a great go-to snack. Para, kunwari, instead of getting chips, at least oranges, nagbabalat ka, medyo mas controlled siya. So, next is your whites. So, you as we go down the rainbow, less and less people get enough of these colors. So this is a little bit harder kasi I don't think you would want to eat 1 cup of garlic a day. So, medyo mahirap yun. Um, the struggle is real. Pero, I would think you could drink, 1 cup of coconut juice or 1 cup of buko or magbuko salad ka. That's like a great way to do it. We're very fortunate that we have coconuts ready. Yeah. So, pwede rin, like I said earlier, green tea and black tea. The next time you go for your milk tea cravings, pwede naman if you're gonna take it without sugar. Like if it's just the black tea and milk, go for it. Diba? Pwede ka mag-homemade boba, make it out of coffee and gelatin. O, diba? Diba ka milk tea na healthy at home. You can do that. Make TikTok for that. So there are ways naman that helpful yung social media. It's not always bad naman, the information they share. So, yeah. Actually, I do, I like to have roast garlic. So, Naj does it for me. I don't know how he does. How do you roast the garlic? Mababang. Ayun. So, oil, like, the garlic, you just cut off the top. Tapos, i-roast mo siya sa mababang temp. It's really good with anything, like, baked chicken, baked fish. It's, like, good for everything. We just have it on hand. So, every time we want to add, kasi garlic really is an anticoagulant. So, it helps your blood pressure. So, yes, with the chicken. Actually, favorite namin ngayon, Greek spice. If you're ever in the grocery, it goes well with everything. So you can also snack on apples. You can have coconut smoothies. Marami kang ways. Cauliflower is also white. So, next is your purples. Ito mas masaya kasi wine is purple. So, it comes from grapes. So, that's when you see studies na 1 cup of wine is good for you. That's true. Pero syempre, drink moderately. So, we have a lot of fruits here. We have grapes, blueberries, blackberries. We have strawberries. So these are purples and blues. And cocoa. So pwede ka nang gumawa ng sarili mong version ng Milo. Pero make sure na it's not like enriched cocoa. Like yung Ricoa breakfast blend, may halo na yon. Just go to like a baking store. Tapos pwede kang mag-heat up ng milk, lagyan mo ng chocolate. Yes. Yes, olives din. Parts siya doon. Very healthy yon. Pero syempre, wag on top of a pizza. Pwede siguro like flat bread, medyo mas controlled. Or like with yes, okay rin yung table kasi it's natural. Actually, we have like really good people who grow coffee. They also grow chocolate usually. Like a lot of coffee farmers sell tablea rin. So you can check them out. Yes, pwede on top of pasta. So you can also snack on grapes. My favorite thing to do is make like yogurt bowls in the morning with a lot of these frozen berries. You can buy it mixed kasi. So I do that and I add chia seeds. So that's my go-to breakfast. Kung si Nudge, ang go-to niya is mag-shake siya ng greens. Ako gusto ko yon yung yogurt. I love it. Kasi yogurt um, keeps your gut health, ano, yeah, it makes your gut really good. So gut health is also number one. So you can also juice all of these. Sugar beets, if you know, traditional red velvet cake is made out of sugar beets. So, lagi ako nakakita sa Robinsons nito. Like, hindi siya pinapansin. But I think it's a gem. Like, if you want to naturally sweeten things, you can add sugar beets. Like, if you're gonna bake and you want a natural sweetener, you can use that. And then you can also use that for your like DIY milk tea we were talking about. Pwede rin si sugar beet. So those are your purples. And yeah, I'm not gonna go into the type of acids these all have and the type of phytonutrients because I think baka mas maguluhan kayo. So ayan, there are some facts here na like naglo-lower ng blood pressure, 500 ml lang of sugar beets. So amazing, di ba? So there are so many superpowers that fruits and vegetables have. And I think now I'm gonna open. Oh, I'll leave you with this quote pala. It's only the farmer who faithfully plants seeds in the spring who reaps a harvest in the autumn. So you have like a farmer, I think you can relate to your food journey. So if you put in the work now, eventually your body in the future is gonna thank you. You can, prolong your health, keep yourself healthy, and like maybe extend life. So I can answer questions if you have any. Feel free to. Okay, may daw si Nash.
Yes. I would just like to stress yung sa gut health na sabi ni Erin kanina. So, did you know the better your gut health is, the better your skin complexion will be? So, I have a professor nung nag-aaral ako. He was in his late 40s na. Pero sobrang ganda ng skin niya. Everyone, even reporters nun, kasi it was a convention eh. So maraming reporters din from media na tinatanong, what is your secret? Why is your skin so good? Ganyan. Sabi niya, clean gut health lang. Good gut health. So, ang laking factor nung maganda yung gut health mo kasi it will not only make you look good, but it will make you feel good as well. And at the same time, lesser yung mga illnesses na pwedeng kumapit sa'yo. So, yung immune system mo sobrang ganda rin. So, yun lang. Madagdag ko lang yun. Kaya talagang important na alagaan natin yung sarili natin.
Yes. So Does anyone have any questions?
I think nasagot na yata. There are questions dito sa chat. Sabi ni Ate Tracy, so ang apple, considered siya na white regardless of the balat.
Ko naisip yung English term ng balat.
Actually, have you ever heard yung sinasabi ng mga tao na, oh, eat the peel kasi andyan lahat ng...
Yeah.
Oo.
I
So,
hear that.
it's considered red with peel, but if you're gonna split it and like tanggal the peel, it's also white. Like how tea is it's green and white, kahit na na-process siya. So, kasi it's clear and then it's... So, for example,
I
Okay.
see. Okay. So same thing din lang siya kapag, say for example, green yung apple. Kasi di ba meron din tayo mga bell peppers, red, orange, and ano. So,
Yeah, yung grapes.
yeah, it's still a different set of vitamins and minerals. So a green apple has different vitamins and minerals as with the red apple. Kasi those vitamins and minerals are what makes it red or what makes it green. So
that's interesting. I did not know that.
I know, right? Learn something new every day.
Oo.
So,
Yeah.
even like
True,
the grapes,
kasi yung bell
no?
pepper, isa lang pinipili.
Diba? Kasi merong bell pepper na red, may green, tas may orange.
Yellow.
Yellow. Yun. So,
yeah. So now, pipiliin mo na silang lahat.
Dapat isama lahat.
Yes,
Okay.
actually.
Yeah.
Pipili ko sila lahat.
Kasi sanay tayo sa, ano ba yung nilalagyan ng bell pepper na, mga frittata ba? Ano ba
oo, yung mga ganyan.
Usually, sanay
masarap.
tayo sa red, di ba?
Oo.
Yung ano yan, yung umor, nasa umor din yan. Yung nasa pen.
Oo. Ayun. So,
yeah, kasi parang a lot of people are wondering, bakit, parang if you have a salad, bakit men kang red lettuce with the green lettuce? Like, it works in different ways talaga. It's an assortment of phytochemicals. There are not into it na, but, what makes things their color really is the type of vitamin. Like, quinoa, if you have quinoa, red quinoa, and then black quinoa. Usually things with red have
Tricolor.
yeah. Mas maganda you get the tricolor para you get more minerals.
So even with rice, diba? Rice also. May black, may red, may purple. Rice.
Yeah, actually, when people are asking about that, they usually ask about rice. Na parang, why is brown rice more healthy than white rice? Diba? Or why is red more healthy? So usually these black or red rice, they have more iron. It depends on the variety. Parang siyang babalik sa coffee. So the type of variety has different properties. So they're composed of different phytochemicals and whatever sticks to them, yun na yung nutrition na nadadala. So, why is white rice less healthy? Kasi it's more processed. Same as with sugar, di ba?
Yes.
They wash the sugar and so you're washing out all the things that become molasses, di ba? So, ganun lang siya. It's about,
the process.
And how
Pero
people
counted ba yung rice sa white?
mas maraming sugar sa white rice.
I mean, counted siya sa white na do sa Google.
More of mas carb siya. Balik tayo dun sa what is more nutrient dense.
Okay.
The things that are really packed with nutrients and less processed. Kasi less yung kakainin mo. Then, like,
kalaban talaga natin ang rice.
Yeah. Like, magandang ginagawa mo na you're switching up rice for quinoa. Kasi quinoa has a lot of vitamins and minerals that rice doesn't have.
Actually, kasi ngayon, di ba nga panay pasta din yung salitan ko. Parang nung nakahanap ako ng grocery na may quinoa, ayun, may parang slowly tatanggalin ko na rin siguro kung ano yung natirang pasta na lang. Ganyan. Pero I like pasta rin na. Yun nga yung iniisip ko din. So, kumbaga, in terms of white rice versus pasta, though pareha silang carbs, parang ang mind, ano ba? Parang ang iniisip ko,
What's better ba?
better ang pasta choice. As a choice,
No.
parang gano'n.
No,
Hindi.
kasi there's pasta, you mix up ingredients to make pasta, right? So there's more process there versus when it's just rice. Mas mas raw in a sense.
I
Okay.
see.
Whole.
Okay.
Still considered a whole food.
Okay. Got it.
Better than bread then. If you're also wondering, same thing. Bread kasi has all different ingredients before it becomes bread. So, kung saan ka mas malapit sa farm, yun yung mas better.
Yun yung better.
Got
Okay.
Quinoa na lang.
So, less processed, better for you. Kasi less yung nasi-strip na nutrients. Kasi imagine, with heat, you can lose several vitamins eh. Diba? As well as, losing different bacteria, good bacteria or bad bacteria. That's still part of the process eh. As long as you process something.
Okay.
Alright. So there. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for all of your, insights. Grabe, ang dami ko napulot from what you've discussed, Erin, earlier today to Zai's, awesome journey. And of course, Coach Nudge, yung mga tips ni Coach Nudge. And of course, the colors of the rainbow. Sisiguraduhin ko na ngayon na hindi lang Nips, Skittles at M&M ang kulay ng rainbow ko. Ayan, so, that wraps up our talk on mindful eating. Picture muna tayo.
Yes.
Yes.
Sayang nawala yung iba.
Yes. Anong tawag nito? If pwedeng mag-turn on ng camera din yung ating mga guests. Tapos, Erin, dun sa post, yung first photo.
Okay.
Yes. Picture tayo dun na lang.
And I think we can post the things. We're gonna post it on YouTube. But if you want a copy of the slides, I can give you.
Yay! Now kayo, yay! Alright, let's take a photo muna ng walang ginagawa sa katawan. Ngingiti lang tayo.
So, walang ginagawa sa katawan.
Sige, game. 1, 2, 3, smile! Okay, so next, kailangan lang namin na may number 1. Number 1. Okay, sige game. 1, 2, 3, smile. Ayan. Okay na. Thank you.
Hi, Mylene.
Hi, Mylene. Nice to meet you. Thank
Nice
you.
to meet you. Zai, thank you.
Zai, grabe.
Sure.
Hindi pa na si
Salamat.
Jaira.
Iba na ba ng bongga?
True. Stop ko na yung
Susunod na
recording.
ba?
Thank you, Ate Mai, for